What's going on, guys? LSU Recruiting HQ back again, and it's just a dark day. Another one. God, I don't know how many coaching changes we're gonna have. I mean, man, Scott Wood was rolling through these guys like knife through hot butter, man. It is just going and going and going, and we have got another one now. Will Wade officially been let go by LSU. Um, Obviously, the NOA stuff comes out earlier this week as LSU starts postseason play, SEC tournament, Selection Sunday coming up, and then they just dropped the hammer on them this week and finally sent LSU the notice of allegations, which was all that apparently Scott Woodward needed to see. Didn't really give it a feel out process. Didn't even wait till the end of the season, man. He just went ahead and once they got all the details and got everything together, man, he went ahead and just made the move. And I really feel bad for the players more than anything because I felt like they deserved better from the athletic department. At least letting this carry on until the end of the official season once LSU was eliminated from NCAA postseason play. Like I said, I just feel more bad for the players at this point. It's just not fair to them to get rid of the coach, especially when in your letter you say that you're not accepting any of the allegations and you have the best interest in the student athlete. If you have the best interest in the student athlete, you would make a decision like that at this time. You would get more details together and at least wait till the end of the season. Like I said, that's probably the most disappointing thing. That William Tate and Scott Woodward sent out that letter yesterday, talking about the integrity of the university and we're here for the student athlete and all that good old fashioned BS that you have to put out in public statements like that. But we all knew Scott Woodward didn't hire Will Wade. So in a sense, I kind of felt this day was eventually going to come. And it just took the NCAA really. The NCAA grouping football and basketball together with these allegations really tied LSU's hands because it's really just the NCAA saying, "Hey, we don't have anything hard on Will Wade, but we have this stuff from football. We're grouping it together, and the NCAA has just been after Will Wade since he's really got to LSU, and they figured the best way to go after him is using football, and LSU is football driven, and they're not going to sacrifice football to save a basketball coach, and that's just the nature of the game. It's just the truth, and it is what it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but we all know if you follow LSU athletics, football is king around here, and the basketball program is always going to be an afterthought. Blatantly say it, and that's just what it is. And there was no basketball coach that was going to be able to be saved. Once they grouped it with football and they pretty much made it clear that they were going to combine the allegations together and the penalties were going to be combined together. That's where I feel like Scott Woodward had to draw the line and go ahead and just make the move. Like I said, it's not the move that I'm disappointed about. I've always known that Will Wade's time at LSU was gonna come to an end because of this stuff, but it was just a matter of when and where. And I wish they would have just done a better job of going through the process. I understand the allegations came out this week, and your university's in a negative light, and all NCAA tournament, that's all you're gonna hear about. But that's what we've heard about for 4 years now. I mean, it's getting to the point where people in Louisiana don't give a damn. So it's like, just let them play out the season, man. Let the seniors finish out their season with their coach. Uh, let them take this last ride out together, and whatever happens in the NCAA tournament happens. Now you have to play for an interim coach The guy that's been in your ear for, if you're a guy like Darius Day, has been in your ear for 4 years now. I mean, you're not gonna be able to hear him come NCAA tournament time, and that I'm sure that's gonna make a huge difference. Huge difference in how this team shows up and prepares for the NCAA tournament. Um, as far as the allegations themselves, 8 level 1 violations is pretty severe. 7 of which are basketball, 1 of which was football, which was the whole stuff in 2012 with the Our Lady of the Lake stuff. Like I said, that's old news. The word that really got me was in the letter, the lack of institutional control from 2012 to present. 8 years of lack of that's kind of ridiculous. But like I said, the football stuff really was taken care of, man, and it was supposed to be taken care of, and then Odell goes and does the thing after the national championship, and the NCAA decided to take another look at it, and then that's where they got that idea that, hey, we can get LSU, we can go after Will Wade if we just group all this stuff together. And that's exactly what they did, man, and they did it to perfection, and whatever plan they had to get Will Wade out of there, it worked. So I'm interested to see what penalties LSU either serves themselves or NCAA serves them, or whether they negotiate something where they agree to self sanctions and stuff like that. The basketball program is going to take a hit. There's no doubt about that. But I definitely think this move by Scott Woodward was to save football, and I got a feeling that's what he did. In the letter, it states clearly that LSU football cooperated and recognized violations, and basically did everything they need to do in the investigation. They served the bowl ban in 2020. And the stuff Edo did with the recruit, talking to a recruit out of the cycle, that's like little petty stuff. But they took away scholarships, certain stuff like that. Not enough to make a big difference, but enough to say we recognize that we did wrong. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. Stuff like that. So as far as punishments go, I don't see LSU football. Maybe something here and there, like something small that's not going to really affect them happening. But basketball's got a problem. Basketball is going to be a problem. And it's a shame because where this basketball program is and the excitement around it. Will Wade, man, he brought that energy to the PMAC, and not a lot of coaches at LSU have been able to do that, especially recently. And LSU's always going to support a winner, and that's what Will Wade was, man. He was a winner, and it is truly sad to see him go because he took, like I said, he took this basketball team from nothing to something in a short amount of time. 3 years, led the SEC in wins. That's over programs like Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn. I mean, LSU was above all of those teams. So basketball is going to be a tough one to sell to the next coach because you're almost guaranteed going on probation. You're going to have restrictions to what you can do. And it's like, who wants to come take a job where you don't have certainty, and the roster's obviously gonna, majority of rosters most likely not gonna stay, with the transfer portal and the way things work nowadays. But yeah, it's just gonna be one of those things where I don't know how LSU basketball is gonna recover in the near future. Right, it's obviously gonna take some time. We'd have to wait till the actual punishment comes out to determine how long, but it's definitely going to take some time, man, to rebuild this program because they're going to have to tear it down. And like I said, all your guys now, your Efton Reeds, all them guys are going to go test NBA draft waters, and schools are going to be calling them saying, hey man, come play for me, see what's going on down there. LSU just had his first decommitment in basketball. Kid from Oak Hill committed, and he reopened his recruitment today. So you're starting to see things like that happen, and like I said, once you get once you get back to those basics of what LSU basketball was before Will Wade, it wasn't pretty. Trent Johnson, Johnny Jones, those days were not pretty, and it's gonna suck. But unfortunately, I feel like that's the kind of realm we're going back into. Um, and basketball was always going to be the sacrificial lamb. In the grand scheme of things, LSU requested to the NCAA to get these things separated and do football and basketball separately. And I have no doubt in my mind that this wouldn't have happened if that would have been accepted. But the NCAA didn't accept it, and for right reason. I mean, they had one goal in mind, and Will Wade's kind of come out and told him, like, man, you don't have nothing on me. You got this tape recording, and that's it. And they couldn't get anybody from anybody's camp, any of the players in question. They couldn't get anybody to talk, man. So it's hard to prove stuff like that. And I still think to this day they're not going to be able to prove it, right? These are just allegations still. Um, like I said, this whole process has been just a whole mess. The last 4 years, every year, our boy Pat 40, man, comes out with the article every March around tournament time to remind everybody that Will Wade's a criminal, and that we shouldn't care about LSU basketball. And he always makes sure that negative light is shining bright on LSU, but LSU fans have grown to not give a damn. So every year we expect this kind of things, and there's no difference this year. Um, Hopefully they can go to this tournament and maybe make a little bit of some noise. Unfortunately, I don't have great expectations now. I did before, but I don't see them handling the business like they would have if they had their coach still. Because it's a little bit different now when your coach is just out, right? And then now he's out, like he ain't coming back out. So, you know, it's just a tough time, man. And like I said, since Scott Wars got here, man, he walked in, won a national, had the national championship team, and since that time, I mean, we've seen Ed Ogeron, Paul Maneri, Nicky Fargas, and now Will Wade. That's, I mean, major sports changing. Didi Bro retiring, Paul Maneri retiring. The only one that's remained is Beth Torina, and she's holding it down as the long tenured coach out there right now. So then we'll go through another coaching search. Scott Woodward, big game hunter, but like I said, you're really restricted now with what you can do. Going after a coach that really doesn't know what he's walking into, It could be a guy who wants to take on that challenge and work through it, go through the tough times and then get through get through it, and hopefully we get somebody like that. But like I said, man, it's gonna be tough because the punishments are coming. Like I said, I'm sure they're gonna be pretty severe. Like nothing too crazy, but it's gonna be enough to where it's gonna mess your program up for multiple years. And it's really tough to recover, man. This league, ever since Greg Sankey's taken over, this league has transformed, man. They're basketball heavy now, and every team in the SEC is competitive every week. You can't take any games off. We've talked about this before, so I mean, it's just gonna be tough, man. Working your way back up to the top. It's not something that I was looking forward to, but this league is a very attractive conference right now as far as college basketball is concerned. So maybe you can lure one of these mid-major schools coaches and work out the details with them and give them a good idea of what's coming, and maybe they'll accept that challenge. But until we find out more details, just holding out hope. Like I said, I mostly feel bad for these kids, man. It's just tough on them. It's tough on the fans too, man. It's we've been dealing with this for 4 years, and that's kind of what they said in the statement yesterday. It's been exhausting, and it really has. It's just it's like every year LSU is in the negative light for basketball, and it feels like they've just focused. But part of that's on Will Wade, man. If you're, the difference between Will Wade and these other schools, and everybody's talking like, oh, this school do this, this school. Well, you know what? Coach K ain't on a FBI wiretap talking about paying Zion Williams. You know who's doing that? The fucking janitor. All right. So I mean, it's not his voice. So that's plausible deniability. You can't just assume that Coach K knew about that, right? Even though he did. Everybody knows that these head coaches know about this stuff, but they all pin it on the assistant for a reason. That assistant knows that too. He knows that if it goes down, it's his behind that's getting fired, right? So, I mean, Will Wade just mismanaged. I mean, you're paying dues out of your own bank account. Has Hugh Freeze written all over it. Hugh Freeze calling prostitutes on the school phone. Like, what are we doing? Like, be a little bit, like, have a little bit of common sense. Come on, bro. Like, I mean, you really did this to yourself. You're talking to these people personally. In an FBI investigation, you're using your phone number, you're using your email, you're using your bank account. Like, it's on you. I mean, there's no fall guy for you, If Will Wade's assistant was the one on the phone talking about this offer, all LSU does is fire the assistant coach. And then Will Wade keeps his job just like everybody else did. Just like Bill Self, just like Sean Miller, just like Bruce Pearl. They're all in the same investigation. It's not a secret. Everybody knows what they've done. Just the NCAA seen this video and they were like, we gotta do something. I mean, this is as blatant as it gets. We gotta do something. And that's what they did. They tried to make an example out of him. And so, I mean, I like Will Wade, but man, he gotta be better than that. I mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's the name of the game in college basketball. So, I mean, I know everybody's out there doing it, but man, we can't be sloppy like that. Oh, man. I do got good news for y'all, though. I am going to be in town, man. First time. I've been on this earth 24 years. Been a diehard LSU fan for 24 years. Bleed purple and gold. And I ain't never been to a LSU baseball game at the box. Never been to an LSU baseball game, man. I'm super excited, though, because this weekend, going to my first series, we're going to watch A&M play. I'm going to be in town all weekend. Fortunately, that's the nature of living in South Carolina. You don't get down there too much in the spring. Take trips for football games. I've seen them come play here, where I live and close by. But never been to the box, man, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great atmosphere. Opening weekend at SEC Baseball against A&M, Jay Johnson's debut into the conference. Rocking and rolling, baby. We're gonna go in there and cut some A&M behind. And I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing all y'all, man. If y'all see me at the game, man, y'all holler at me, man, and let me know. Let me know what's going on. But like I said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to get the Will Wade stuff going and talk about it a little bit. And I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. If you haven't already, man, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're always posting videos. Follow me on Twitter, man, for updates, live updates, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. You know where to find us, LSU Recruiting HQ, man. Y'all take it easy. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.